Good morning you guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. So in today's video I thought I'd just sit down and we can do a little makeup together. I haven't done my makeup on here in such a long time, and as you all know I love makeup, so I thought let's just sit down. It's a really wholesome Sunday. I'm sat in my little jammies. These are just a really cute little set from Primark. I love having my little reset in my pajamas if I'm having like an at-home day. I am loving more neutral cool toned makeup at the minute because it's now officially November. It is getting colder, so I wanted to do sort of a makeup look that's kind of reflecting that. So I've got all my products here in my little green crate, and let's just do some makeup and have a chat. I hope the lighting is good and that the washing machine isn't too loud. I have my coffee here in my really cute little Christmas mug. I got this from TK Maxx. TK Maxx has the best finds for decorative homeware, just any homeware stuff, to be honest. I find some really great mugs in there, some really great Christmas bits, and just in general some really lovely bits. Now to prime, I'd usually go in with my Maybelline Grippy serum primer or my Refi, but I'm not going to be wearing this makeup for very long today. I'm going to be having an everything shower in a few hours, so I am just going to go in with a little bit of my e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. I go in with this quite a lot actually before priming because I think it just has a really nice sort of not only finish to it, but it also just gives a little hydration to the skin, but also a slight tack, which is exactly what you need. For brows, I'm actually gonna fill my brows in today. I know I haven't filled my brows in ages. I don't really fill my eyebrows in. I usually just go in with some brow gel and call it a day, but I realized that I actually have my Benefit pencil still, and if I do fill them in, this is what I will fill them in with. So I thought, you know what, let's do a little filling in, and I feel like I'm actually gonna start doing this again because it gives you a nice structure, but it's nothing too like crazy, because I don't like a really over drawn eyebrow where it's very perfect. I do like a messy brow, but I also do have a slight sparseness at the back of my brow, like near the tail here, so it is quite nice just to have a little bit more sort of definition and shape there. How has your November been so far? For me, October was really fun. I had a really cute little October. Halloween was super fun. I did some makeup, which was really cool. You might have seen that on my TikTok. Just really wholesome and cozy. I love autumn. Autumn is one of my favorite seasons, so it's really like fun when it gets to sort of September, October. I love the fashion, and I just love sort of all the autumn leaves and everything. But yeah, we're officially in November. November is very busy for me, not only with work, but also it's my sister's birthday, it's my godmother's birthday, and I have another 3 friends' birthdays in November. So it has been very busy. I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brows Freeze little eyebrow gel. I haven't used this in so long, but I got it as like my Sephora gift, and I absolutely loved it, but I just stopped using it. But I picked this one back up because I was like, you know what, I haven't used it in a while, let's pick it back up, and I'm not disappointed. I do really love this brow gel. It is really, really good, and it's just really cute as well. Let's move on to the eyes. You can see my brows just look a little bit more structured, not like crazily, but there's a little bit more structure there. So I'm just going with my House Labs concealer just to sort of prime the eyes, because we are going in with some eyeshadow. I really want to do a really nice like cool toned look, and I have the perfect palette for it. So my washing is spinning, so I'm really hoping you can hear me, but I am literally just blending in that concealer with a flat brush, just this little brush here. But I'm gonna bring you in a little closer for the eyes. We are going in with one of my favorite palettes. This is the Icy Nudes by Huda Beauty. It's a stunning, beautiful palette. I absolutely love this. I got this last year for Christmas, and we are gonna do a really just a cool toned wintry makeup look. So it's kind of hard to show you this palette because it's very reflective. So I'm gonna start with the shade On Self, which is just this shade here at the bottom, and I'm just gonna kind of pop that all over my eyes as a kind of base. I'm more of a warm toned girl when it comes to makeup, but I'm really trying to embrace the cool tones and the coolness for winter, because I do like cool tones too, and I think I'm quite lucky where I can kind of wear both. So I'm excited to do a really cool toned look, and this is just the perfect base for that. It's almost like a grayish nude shade. Next, I'm going to pick up Lavish. It's just this really lovely, like muted mauve. It's a really beautiful shade. I think it's going to work perfectly. I'm just going to start to build that into the crease, just to sort of start that definition. Very slight. Obviously, I always focus more product on the outer corner of my eye, and then I just kind of blend it in. This is just such a stunning shade. And I'm just doing the same on the other eye too. I think the reason I love this Huda Cool Nude palette is because it's not completely grey toned. It's got those sort of rosy, almost slightly warmer shades. You've got a few in here, like these two run quite warm, but those more like reddy, rosy shades I think really just drew me to it. I think they work so beautifully, and they're also just a little bit different. Like I feel like a lot of the time when you see like cool tone palettes, they do tend to be a lot more grey. So next we're gonna sort of build up that depth a little bit and go in with the shade Faux Fur, which is just the shade here. I'm just gonna sort of focus it again in that outer half here, and then just start to really build that in. So really beautiful shade. This is a deeper shade, but it also has a really beautiful hue of red under it. It still has that like cooler tone, but it's not too grey, and I think that's why it just blends it so beautifully with the other shade. I'm taking a slightly denser brush and I'm going in with a little bit more of that Faux Fur, and I do just want to sort of smudge it along my lash line there, sort of on the outer eye. Just add a little bit more smokiness and sort of build it up a little bit into that outer corner. It has almost like a berry undertone to it, and it's just so stunning. And then I'm just gonna take that same brush we were using earlier and just sort of blend everything we have and feather it out still to the brow. If you see my mirror, apologies, I'm very blind, so I need to make sure my mirror is like in front of my face. So this is what the eyes are looking like at the minute. I want to really lighten up the inner sort of eye, sort of this portion. So I'm going to take this brush here and I'm going to go in with the shade Avalanche, which is this really nice like icy white. It's a really nice like matte white, but it's not chalky, which is great because I do find a lot of whites are very chalky and the undertones just aren't quite right. But I'm just going to sort of start to apply that into this inner corner. Now because I have hooded eyes, I like to keep my eye open and just sort of draw this line sort of where I want it, because I do want quite a precise brightness sort of in here. But if you have hooded eyes, you know that sometimes it can get a little bit lost. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm keeping my eyes open and really brightening that up, so when my eyes are open you can really see that shade. Really buttery, beautiful matte shade, and you can really build up the pigment, which is great. I also like with all these shadows that they are pigmented, but not so much so that if you do make a mistake you have to go and take your makeup off. And now I'm just gonna clean up all that fallout. I'm just gonna get some micellar water and just clean all that up. Okay, so we're gonna leave the eyes for now, and now we're gonna go into the base. I'm gonna start with color correcting. You guys know I love my Kosas color corrector. Like that was my game-changing product of 2025, but it's running out. So I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Peach color corrector. This is pretty good. It's not the same as Magic from Kosas because it's obviously a different undertone. This is an orange one, whereas Magic's more like that light cherry white color, but it is good. It does color correct. I actually am going to be trying the Huda one soon as well. I put it in my little advent calendar, which if you guys were unaware, I'm making my own advent calendar this year. In my opinion, advent calendars are so expensive, and a lot of the ones I was seeing were really lovely, but £200 for some products that I'm definitely not going to use, in my opinion, was just not worth it, and also very expensive. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make my own, a lot more cost efficient, I have found, for the products that I personally put in it. I love them all because I wanted them all, and I'm just very happy with it. So I will be kind of doing a series of that over on my Instagram. That is kind of like a sneak peek, you guys. because that will be coming up like the last week of November. I'm gonna do that video because just before Black Friday, so if it's something that you haven't really thought about and you're like, oh, that's a great idea, you can do it. But yeah, so this is the Revolution Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation. Now I got mine in the shade F3. Not really the right shade for me, it's quite pink, but it works. I do really love this formula, and it is a really beautiful foundation for the winter, but it is just a little bit rosy on me. It's all right on camera, to be fair. As I'm blending it out, it looks a lot more neutral toned, but in person, I just look a little bit red with it on. I can still get away with it using sort of like the color correctors and the right kind of products on top, but I think I just need to find a better shade match, to be honest. I really love some of the Revolution stuff. Like, it just has some of my favorite products. And anytime my sister, because my sister wears makeup but she's not really into makeup like I am, and same with some of our other friends, I'm like always recommending the Revolution stuff because it's not crazy, it's not going to break the bank. Because if you're not a massive makeup person, you're not going to be wanting to spend over £50 on a foundation or £30. Like, you're just not going to see the point. Some people might, but a lot of other people won't. So I want to try and give them like recommendations that they're not going to be like, Rhiannon, that's a joke. So yes, this is definitely one for those who don't want to break the bank but want that really lovely dull finish. I am going to be doing Vlogmas this year. It might be a little bit different because obviously I'm working, so I'm not going to have as many vlog content, but I am going to try and post every single day for Vlogmas, just a video. Some of them might be makeup, fashion, gift ideas, lots of different things, but I will be posting every day in December, so I'm very excited for that. I'm just going to go in with, this is the Milani Cheek Kiss, and I'm using the shade in Hey Honey. I use the shade in the winter because it just, the undertones of it are a lot better for us paler girls, but Spilling Tea is my fave in the summer. I really like this Milani product, very similar to the Makeup by Mario one. I love the Makeup by Mario one too. Honestly, the undertones and the shades in that are just beautiful, but the Milani one is obviously a better price, and I did really want to try them just because I know they're so popular with like Shelby Ann's recommendation. And I'm going to take my favorite bronzer brush from Peaches and Cream and just blend all of that into the skin. It just blends so beautifully into the foundation. We just look a little bit more alive now because before I was looking a little bit like Casper. If the light keeps kind of switching in and out, the sun is setting, so that would be why. But I'm going to go with my Rare Beauty's Hope. I think this is the most cool toned blush that I own. A lot of my blushes are more warm toned, like Toasted Teddy. The Patrick Tar one I have is in She's Flush, and that is quite a warm pink, as well as like the red blush I have from Natasha Denona, that also is a slight more warm tone to it. I think I'm just very much more of a warm toned girl. Like, even the little Merit one that I love in Bonbon has some warmth to it. So we're gonna go in with this one and just kind of work with this. It's a beautiful product. I love these. My all-time favorite liquid blush. The finish is flawless. They literally like never run out, and they are just such good value for money. I'm just blending that in with my other fave Peaches and Cream blush. This is PC21. It's really beautiful. It's literally a smaller version of the one that we use for bronzer. So of course I'm going to go in with my House Labs and just kind of pop that down a little bit lower here and a little bit on the outer eye. And then I'm actually going to go in with my Huda Beauty. Again, I love the Faux Filter Concealer by Huda Beauty. This is just a very bright pale shade, which is perfect in the winter and when I just want a real bright under eye. I am taking my Beauty Pie little brush and just blending that all in. I really want it sort of where I placed it, so going in with this brush really helps with that. I'm just going to blend all of that. Now while my light is figuring itself out, I am just going to blend everything in with my sponge, but you guys don't really need my light to see that. I'm going to take that shade Lavish again, which is just that first shade, no, the second shade we went into, this more rosy tone, and I'm just going to put that on my lower lash line with this little brush. I like to do this before I set everything down because if I kind of mess it up, I know I can go back in with concealer. Having no lip liner on was kind of annoying me, so I did go in with a little bit of cork. Now I'm just going to use a classic. This is Hoola by Benefit, and we're going to bronze up this look. Just going to go in with one of my L'Oreal Morphe brushes and just start to sort of bring some warmth back into the face, just around the perimeters. Powdered blush, I don't have anything that's cool toned, so I'm just going to go in with the Patrick Tar She's Flushed pink, sort of pink shade, but it will work, I think, just to sort of set all of that down. So now we've gone in with these powder, blushes and bronzers to sort of set all of that down. Let's go in with some powder. Of course, my Huda Beauty one is incredible. I just want to go in with this little one to really be precise with the powder. But what are your plans for December? I would love to know. Do any of you have birthdays in November? Or any of you American and you guys are celebrating Thanksgiving? I have a lot of like work related news coming soon, but I just don't want to say anything until everything is finalized. How is it 3:40 and it's literally dark outside? Me and my light are still fighting, so that's why we're basically in the dark. For highlighter, I'm going in with my all-time favorite Accelerate from Rare Beauty. I really love this formula. It's like a really lovely baked formula, really buttery, really creamy. I am just going to apply the tiniest bit on my nose and my Cupid's bow. I'm just going to go in with my sponge and blend everything together. Now we've got all the powders setting everything down. Now we're going to go in with the Caseless mascara and see what it's saying. I still think my eyelashes look really good with it, so I do think it's definitely a good mascara, but I do know that if you have more curly lashes, any mascara is good for you, to be honest. It is a really lightweight formula, so I do think that definitely helps, because when the lashes are too heavy and you have quite straight eyelashes, anything too heavy will always make them drop. This is sort of what that mascara looks like still, and I'm still really liking it. So now the eyes are all complete, it's just the lips left to go. As you know, I just lined with some of Cork, and I'm going to go in with Cappuccino from Rimmel, one of my all-time favourite lip liners. I think Cappuccino just has a slight coolness to it that I really quite like. And then I'm going in with this really beautiful peachy nude. This is Yash by MAC, and I'm just going to apply that in the middle. I'm really just not having the best of times at the minute with filming. My camera just died, my light is not charging properly, but we are back. So I'm actually gonna finish this off. I was just going in with MAC's Yash to sort of bring all those colours together. I'm gonna finish it off with Rhodes Toast. Yeah, Toast Peptide Lip Tint. It's a really beautiful shade, but it is the old formula, so it has a little bit of graininess to it, but they fixed that now. The shade itself is really beautiful, and I do really like the new formula. I love a little glossy lip, so I was like, you know what, we have to add a little gloss, and that's just the perfect shade to sort of tie everything in. And then I'm gonna finish that off with a little e.l.f. Power Grip Spray, just locking that all in place for the 2 hours that I'm going to be wearing this. I am so obsessed with this makeup look. I just love how it's turned out. I think it just looks so beautiful. I'm really loving the tones on the eye and the lips. It was really nice just to sort of sit down and do a little makeup. I haven't done this in so long, but I really hope you guys have had a lovely week and have a lovely weekend. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see any more makeup looks or any other videos, do let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.